Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while since we reported on Dom's tank, but here we are. It's that time of month we're going to do our monthly water change. And, if you've watched some of our older videos, look at how big he's got. Come here, buddy. I don't have any food for you. Yeah. I don't know if my other friend, where is he? So, I don't know if we've ever talked about the water change that we use, but this has made a huge difference. So if you come over here, what we do is we pre-mix all the water and salt, heat it, aerate it, agitate it, make sure it's the right temperature or temperature matches. And because it's a good volume of water, we use this barrel, which is really nice. If you don't have the space, you can wheel it around and move it. And generally what we do is make more water than we actually need. And we're running a 125 gallon tank. We do about 50% water change once a month. That keeps everything, all the nitrates, within a reasonable level. The nitrates have climbed up a little bit over the time that it's hard to keep up with. The fish is so big. There's such a bio load here. The feeding that goes on, they really spoil the water quickly. So, we're even at 50% water change once a month, we're still a little bit behind on the nitrates. But the easy way to do that is every couple of weeks, you give them a chance to acclimate, and you give it another water change and another water change, and you do that until your nitrates are really within a reasonable level. So we used to keep it really low at 0. And now we average about 40, I would say, between 40 and 60. Then we, obviously would like it a lot lower, but at the same time, we don't want to stress the fish out by over changing it. And really, some of that stems from we skip a month. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it happens. You get busy, vacations in the summer, and here you are. You get to there, and nitrates have crept up. And, once they get up to a really alarming level, it's tough to knock that down. So, maintenance is key, and so that's why I wanted to show you the water change. This is like a big part of it. If you can change the water, you're going to have healthy fish, thriving fish, in fact. All these fish are really healthy. A couple of the tangs have that, I don't know what they really call it, but it's that tang. I call it a tang disease. I've noticed it in a lot of public aquariums and fish tanks. As they mature, their fins almost look like they're melting away. Their face grays out a little bit. Their fins kind of get frail. And I think it's a lot of tangs get that, but the other fish, real healthy. Obviously, this Queen Angel, this picture of perfect specimen is just. Really healthy. Of course, he's outgrown the tank, but we're stopping at 125. So we picked up this pump. Same old usual. We got a Dale on it, and I think they run about $80. I want to say
around $80.
Oh, we got it for a little bit less than that, maybe 60 or something. I have a quick connect on there, garden hose. Drop it in the water. Wait till it gets about that, and this is draining out to a shower, so that. We have a spot to send it out, and then once I get it to the right level, I'll pull this pump out, I'll move it to the barrel, and I'll start transferring the new water to the fish tank. And other than that, that's really all we wanted to show you was you got to have a good system for them. We never really talked about water change and having the right setup for a water change. And a lot of times, I remember when I first started fish keeping, and I didn't even have this setup. I used to take tap water from, the shower, basically, mix the salt in there, still white, and granules all in there, and put it in my fish tank. Which is probably the worst thing you can do, but, when you have an established tank and they're thriving, they tend to be a little hardier. So mine got away with it, and it did okay, but I realize now that, there's YouTube now. And YouTube's a great source for learning things, and I've spent a lot of time watching a lot of your videos too to learn how to do this. So Now we mix it, we pre-mix everything. Sometimes we'll have this thing aerating for days until the heaters, we drop a couple of heaters in there until in the wintertime comes out of the tap, it's probably about 40 degrees. And it's got to get up to 75. So it can take a couple days to heat up almost what's 100. This is a 96 gallon. Right now we're not quite at the top. I'm going to say we're at 75 gallons here. So we're going to be, usually I fill up more water than that, but we're going to be close. We're going to be real close with the amount of water because 75 gallons is, that's a good amount of water to have. Hopefully, so you figure 25 of the gallons are displaced by rocks. So really what we're working is 100 gallons of volume. So half of that is 50 gallons, that's the minimum that we need. And, so I try to make a little bit extra. You don't want to make your salt, not have enough salt water and then run out. And that's happened to me a bunch of times, so that's why I'm saying that. And other than that, they're doing good, They keep doing well. We haven't had a death in a long time. We did about a couple weeks ago. He's called a
Engineer Gobi.
Engineer Gobi, which we bought literally when he was the size of my pinky, and he grew to about, I would say, 12 inches.
Yeah.
And he was thick and healthy. And what happened to him? Yeah. He got caught in the MP40s, those real expensive pumps that we bought for $1,000.
Yeah, fish killers.
The fish killers. I don't recommend them. I say you pick up a Hydor or something like that, something German made, Italian made. They work really well. These, we haven't had a lot of luck with them. We've had to replace the wet side. A couple of times I had to disassemble everything. I had to modify one with like a O-ring that it just loosened up and didn't work out. So, can't really recommend these. They're great looking aesthetically. That's my favorite part of it. But they can be a lot simpler. And someone really needs to come out with a product that looks similar with the magnet backing that just pushes the water. Really, that's all you're looking for. You're looking to move the water, send some of the water from the bottom, circulate it around. That's all you're really looking to do with those pumps. A lot of them have wave modes and this and that. Keep in mind that they put out noise, and fish can hear. So, you have this big grinding noise. They're already listening to the pumps and everything else. So, they're pretty noisy when you have them on some kind of wave setup, going back and forth. They're also very dangerous for the fish. The openings are just too big. And curious fish are going to go there when they see food get sucked in. And this is what's happened a couple of times. We lost 2 fish now because of the pumps. And, frankly, you should never lose a fish due to equipment malfunction, ever. If you have equipment malfunction like that, it's the equivalent of having a car that the wheels are going to fall off. So you don't want that. And, unfortunately, we bought it. We replaced the wet side. It was another $150 for the wet side each. So we're up to $1,300, and they still aren't working good. Here it is. Not even in use, this one. I may just fix it. I may put it back on just to get the bottom a little bit lower this time, and making a circular motion rather than facing each other. One should be a little bit lower, so we have like a pulling some of the. Basically, a lot of the toxins settle in the bottom of the tank. So if you can raise these up, circulate them to get them through the filtration, that's half of it. Because the way the filtration works in this system, it overflows into these
overflows.
Yeah, they're called overflows, but basically it's a plastic enclosure with the piping inside. We'll also house the heater in there and so forth. But the water level has to be so high before it gets sucked into either those slats, there's bottom slats, but most of the sucking in goes over the top. And so when you have a top type feeding system, you really need to get that bottom water scooted up, All right, so now that he's panicking a little bit, looks like, we're ready. We're just about halfway now, which is really, I'm going to say right there, we're halfway, but we are a little bit more than half, actually. It looks halfway, but it's more than half.
A little bit more.
And I generally stop it, even though they could use more. I stop it around here because, you know, our Angel gets a little panicky, you know, a little skittish, you know. And so now, that's it, I've stopped. He's worried, yeah, he knows something, he doesn't like water changes, but don't worry, we feed you after. And we fed him before good, you know, we feed him heavily before. You know, it's a stressful time for them, so. All right, I'm gonna get the pump going to return the water level. And so this is a regular standard 25-foot garden hose, perfect for us, for where we have the tank and everything. Really, this system has made all the difference, really. Mainly because we weren't mixing it previously in enough water, enough space. So it was a nice little setup. You know, we might see some of the old video. It was basically a fish tank. We put everything in there, mix the salt in there. It was a nice system, but you really need a, you know, if you're going to do it with this spare fish tank, you need 100 gallons, you know, 100-gallon capacity. But we're ready to go. Here's the contact on it, and we're filling. And as you can see, the water's going to come out at that rate. It's coming out very, very strong. So, you know, it's going to take about 20 minutes for it to fill up all together. I've already cleaned the glass on the inside and so forth. This is kind of we have two kinds of water change. A deep, clean water change, and we have just the water change. We just wipe up the creep off the top. And sometimes you know, for time's sake, you just want to get that water out and replace. So that's all we got for today, guys. Thanks for checking us out. Appreciate the views. We've been getting a lot of views.
Subscribe, please.
You know, subscribe. We're going to try to do more of these videos. It's hard, you know.
Everyone's pretty busy.
You got to give people credit that do these videos because it takes a lot of time to put them out together. We don't really spend any time editing, of course. It's raw, unedited. You know, whatever comes out, you know, I listen to them afterwards, and there are things that are said wrong, and, you know, you didn't mean to say that thing. That's how it comes out when you don't edit. But, you know, these YouTubers that go and spend the time and put nice videos together with editing and music and all that, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of effort, so, especially with your other obligations. So that's why we're more strapped on time now than we've ever been, so there's less and less videos, but we are going to put them on there, and we've got a lot of cool things. We've got a Boston to Bermuda cruise coming up, and that's going to be a great video. Bermuda's a beautiful island, and we did some underwater footage with the GoPro, and it's going to be a great clip, so make sure you subscribe. You'll definitely want to see that. It was on the Norwegian Dawn, a beautiful ship, and Bermuda's a beautiful island with Horseshoe Bay and Tobacco Bay and Snorkel Beach, just beautiful, beautiful stuff. So, you know, subscribe. That way you'll get notified as soon as we put up a new video. Since we can't put them up all the time, we put them up when time allows. So you'll definitely want to see that one. We go snorkeling, of course, in Bermuda.
Yeah.
We're fish people, so we go down there and we definitely see tangs that are, you know, common here. We have an Atlantic tang. We see a school of tangs, and they travel in families. So it's a really nice. It's really nice to see them in their natural habitat, swimming around, mother, father, children. It's great. So, but yeah, you'll see that in our next video. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
Thank you.